What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching today, baby. All right, guys, so this one is going to be a doozy doos McDoosder. So I just want to give you guys a warning from the start that this is going to be a very unorganized video. It's going to be a lot of just jumble crap, and I am way behind on videos, so I apologize to you guys, and I'm just going to try to throw a lot of it all together in one video here to let you guys know what I've been up to. So I have a lot of updates for you guys, some good, some bad. And I just want to start the video off by saying if any of you are triggered by somebody who isn't perfect, myself, if you hold me to some higher standard and you think that I'm any better than anybody else just because whatever reasons, because I'm putting a video on YouTube or because I have muscles or whatever you think that it might be, if you get triggered by me not being perfect, then just turn the video off now, because this video and this entire channel is about me sharing my real issues, my real life, my real addiction struggles, my depression, just the deeper stuff in my life. And I'm putting this out here so you guys can just kind of follow along and we can all try to get through this together. So if it bothers you that I'm not perfect, then just get off this channel right now. And if you are subscribed, you might as well just click on subscribe, because this video will probably not be good for you to watch. So where do I start here, guys? All right, so as you know, just in the background, this is a different background. I have moved, and oh gosh, I don't even know where to start, guys. I'm sorry, this is going to be such an unorganized. This is going to be a really long video too, I know it. So all right, first things first. So about the move. So I moved about 6 weeks ago, and I don't know if you can tell, but I am in a trailer, an RV trailer. So some of you may or may not have known that I have wanted to move to my business, and I was paying so much money in my townhouse that I was in, and I was living there alone. More than half the townhouse was unused, and I was literally just writing a check for about $2,000 each month after utilities, just to live there by myself. And and when I was at my office half the time, it just seemed like it was such a waste. So I've been thinking over the last year, and just paying that much money in bills each month. I was paying almost $5,000 a month just for rent, times two, and utilities times two for my business and my townhouse. And it just seemed like it wasn't worth it to me. The juice wasn't worth the squeeze. So I had really been interested in living in an RV or RV life. So I thought that that could be a cool way, especially while my business has a huge garage and all the hookups necessary for an RV. I thought that it could be cool to try that out for a while and see how that works. And so far, so good, guys. I was really, really stressed about making that change. I've always had beautiful, luxurious, brand new homes, townhomes. They've always been brand new. I've never lived in a grungy place, so I've been extremely blessed. I've had 3-car garages, 3,500 square foot houses to myself. You know what I mean? I've been more than blessed, way more than I deserve, I would say. And anybody that knows me personally in real life, they would never have thought that I would dare to downgrade to an RV and live like I am living. And I just got to say that as of right now, maybe 6-8 weeks into it, it is an amazing experience, and I am so glad that I tried this. So it took a lot of guts to get to this point. I'll make some more videos if you guys want I'll give you a tour of my RV and just kind of tell you more about how it's been living here. I think that might be a little bit down the road, but let me know if you guys are interested in checking that out. I'll be happy to do that for you. So, all right. So my last Suboxone video, I believe I was at 0.25 milligrams, guys. I was down so damn low. Oh, it freaking frustrates me to think about this. Okay. So I had I'll just kind of go over like the process and what happened and what got me to where I'm at now. So I just do not do good with moving and change. It seems really hard for me to do the move and change. And as we all know, that's really stressful to do that. And then I had all the doubts about if I could actually downgrade to an RV and live that way. I had doubts if I was going to be able to have everything work right. And then I had to move all by myself and clean my townhouse and do all that. And I'm just so OCD that everything, I have to overthink every little piece of every little thing. Every box that's packed has to be packed perfectly. So it takes me a lot longer, I believe, in life to do things than most people do because of my OCD. You know what I mean? I have to, like right now, I'm looking in my background over here at that stuff, and that's driving me nuts. And those are things that I use every day. So, and this folder right here is driving me nuts too, just thinking about it, but I'm trying to just let that go. That just kind of shows you, like, I don't know where I'm going with that. But anyways, so it was a huge process for me to get moved and to clean my townhouse to perfection. It took me a whole week just to clean the townhouse, an entire week. So I did that. I was extremely stressed out. And then right about the time that I started moving, that's the time the virus started kicking in. So, and I'm sure you guys all know how stressful that got. It was worrisome that I wasn't going to be able to stock up on food. So like that was a whole thing. I remember grocery shopping for like a week straight because everybody was panicking and I was just trying to like think ahead and get whatever I could get, you know what I mean? So we all had that stress, and then business dropped off quite a bit. And then on top of business dropping off quite a bit, I didn't have many cars to begin with. So it was like it extra dropped off for me. And then I needing to, after I got moved and got everything settled in and got everything figured out, I figured I was going to give myself, was it March or April? March to get everything figured out. And then it was like April came, the virus kicked in hard, all that stuff. So then it was like I didn't want to do anything and go out in public. I just wanted to coop myself up and stay safe in my business, in my RV. So that's what I did, and I used that. I was taking it seriously, the social distancing and whatnot, but I was also using that as an excuse to kind of be lazy. Do you know what I mean? So it was like it was a win-win, I guess, at the time is what I was thinking. But in the end, it was obviously not a win. Okay, so I was doing that, starting to get really stressed out as soon as that virus stuff started kicking in, and it just seemed like doomsday was on its way. You know what I mean? I just really, really, really got stressed out bad, you guys. And it was probably definitely the strongest cravings I had for taking painkillers again that I've had in years. I mean, it was just like the devil was in my ear just screaming, "Oh man, your life's about to end. You can just go get some painkillers and this will all just pass you by and it'll be good to go." And it just that overwhelming, you guys know what I'm talking about, that overwhelming negative voice that's just trying to push you and push you and push you. Some could call it the devil, Satan, some could call it just whatever, but that was screaming at me, and I was so close, you guys, to trying to reach out to get some painkillers. I'll just say it how it is, you know what I mean? And that would have relapsed. That would have cost me almost 2.5 years of sobriety. So, but I am happy to say that I did not do that, thank God. So what I did instead of doing that was I decided to up my Suboxone dose. So my dose escalated so fast, you guys, and the same thing happened last year, 2 years ago? I don't even know. The years are always so jumbled for me. So last time when I got off Suboxone and I got back on for the antidepressant stuff, and then my dose just went, and I got right back up. I remember last time this happened, I got up to the highest of 8 milligrams, and it just went up so quick. So this time I was chilling. I was good at 0.25 milligrams before all this stuff happened. And then I just went 0.5, 0.75, 1 milligram. And that all happened probably, I would say, within a week, maybe 2 weeks. That's how fast your tolerance can go up. And it was a strong feeling because my tolerance was so low that if you go from 0.25 to zero point 0.5, it's gonna be a noticeable, overwhelming feeling that you're feeling of, you know, whatever the feeling you guys get. Everybody describes it differently. So then I got up to 1 milligram after a week or maybe 10 days. Okay. And I was like, oh gosh, it was kind of getting a little bit scary. And then I went from 1 to 1.5, did that for a few days. Then I got up to 2 milligrams. At that point, I was like, oh man, this is just escalating very quickly. That was probably 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks in. Then I went up to 3 milligrams, okay, from 2 to 3. And then I went from 3 to 3.5, up to 4 milligrams. And my freaking sirens were screaming at me like, what are you doing, dude? You are screwing up big time. So at the very worst, I would say I leveled off pretty much at about 4 milligrams per day for probably a couple weeks, I would say. At the worst, there was one day when I took 6 milligrams, and I was so freaking out of it. I was just tired and sleepy all day and just trying to zone out of the situation. I really was. And you guys, I know you guys can relate to that when you're going through really stressful, depressing. Now, you guys also take into consideration the fact that they shut down the gym on us, and all you guys have heard me talk about it before. The gym for me is the only thing that keeps me sane, and I always get depressed. If I miss more than 2 days, that's it. It's all it takes for me to start getting depressed. If I don't work out for more than 2 days, I will start going downhill. My emotions start getting horrible. I am that addicted and I'm that self-reliant on the gym and physical fitness. So my emotional state was just tanking hard and fast. And then you throw the self-guilt on top of the Suboxone going up, on top of not being productive, on top of the scary virus stuff. You know, just so much was hitting me at once. And it was just like, it was way too much for me. So I ended up stabling off at 4 milligrams I probably stayed there for maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks. Then I started pushing myself 3.5 milligrams to 3 milligrams. And I noticed that I was able to come down as quick as I was able to come up. So that just goes to show you that, you know, what goes up can come down, you know, pretty much in the same speed is kind of how I was looking at it. So I was thinking, yeah, it's not very smart to taper fast, but where I went up in the dose so fast, I figured that I could go down just as fast. So that has been the case. It has been pretty easy for me to taper. So then I went to 3.5 milligrams for a few days, then 3 milligrams for a few days. I think I hung out around 3 milligrams for about a week or so. Then I got to 2.5 milligrams, then to 2. Took me a little bit to get stable on 2 milligrams, really less than a week, you know, to get back down to, I'd say to go from my worst, like an average of 4, back down to an average of 2, it was like 2 weeks to do that. So this whole time period I'm talking about, going from 0.25 to a maximum 1 day dose of 6 back to where I am now, is about maybe 8 weeks, I'd say. So the last 3 days I've taken 1.5 milligrams. I'm feeling great on 1.5 milligrams, and I will probably push down to 1 milligram this week, I would say, is kind of what I'm thinking. 1.5 milligrams, I'm not having any withdrawal symptoms. It's just a head game at this point. So I did speak to my counselor and my doctor. They had to switch my doctor because my other doctor was really old and he just wasn't working for the virus stuff. So they switched me to a new doctor. We talked about everything. I told him that I went up in my dose. He almost kind of made me try this antidepressant, I believe it was. Cymbalta, I believe is the name of it. I think that's what it was. Anyways, he started me off on a really low dose. I told him I didn't really want to get on anything else. I already self-guilt myself enough for Suboxone. He's like, just right now, while your brain isn't making the same hormones that you're making when you're working out, just do this as a temporary thing until your brain is able to make the same dopamine and all the whatever regular levels that I'm getting when I go to the gym. So he could probably tell that I was just really depressed. So he put me on a really light dose. He said this is just barely, it was like 20 milligrams. He said this is an extremely low dose. It'll take some time to get in your system and get working. But basically what happened was, after careful thought and consideration, I used it for about 10 days. And then I just jumped right off. I just can't throw any more confusion into my life than I already have with Suboxone. So it just came right off of that, guys. That was no big deal. And I'm really glad I did that, just because I don't want to try to bypass every single situation in my life with a drug. And I felt like that's all that was doing. And I feel like Suboxone already was kind of helping me do that, so I didn't need to throw even more into it. So anyways, long story short with that, I came right off that. I told him the next time I spoke with him that I decided not to take that, and he wasn't angry or upset with me, but he's like, that's good, I'm glad you're doing better then. So I told him I knew that the gyms will be reopening soon, so that should help me all in all together. So I'm feeling pretty good lately, and I'm happy to be down to 1.5 again. Yes, it sucks to be up from 0.25, but I'm just happy that I'm not sitting up there at 4 or 6 milligrams like I was. That really sucked, and I was really hard on myself for doing that. Sometimes it feels like I'm never gonna get this figured out, but I'm just taking it one day at a time. I'm trying to do my best, I guess you could call it. So yeah, guys, sucks to go up in the dose. Is what it is. My gym will be opening in a week, so that's going to be nice. I bought some weights to work out with at home, but it's definitely not the same. And I've only been working out 2 times a week, I would say 2.5 times a week at max. My diet has gone to shit. I have literally been eating a box of Oreo. It was Oreos for the first month, and then switched to Chips Ahoy the second month. And I literally ate, I would say, probably 60% of the nights I was going to the store and getting a box of cookies before bed and eating the entire box. So that's just jacked up, and that's definitely not me. So my diet's been screwed up. I've just been feeling crappy and depressed, and trying to get used to this RV life. I've just had so many huge changes, and the biggest one is losing the gym, because for me that is, and has always been for 17 years, that's been the thing that keeps my emotions in somewhat of a good position. So that's that, guys. Sorry this is such an unorganized video. That's just what I've been up to. I hope you guys are doing okay. I noticed we have a whole bunch of new subscribers. Thank you guys for joining the ride. So don't forget to smash that like button to help me out and keep growing the channel. This is for me not even uploading any videos for the last couple months. I was surprised to see all the subscribers. So don't forget to subscribe. Tell me how you guys are doing. Has anybody recently jumped off of Suboxone? How are you feeling? How are you doing? What else? Sorry, I'm saying a lot. But yeah, guys, we're trying to get back on track. As soon as that gym opens next week, I know for a fact that's going to help my emotions feel better, and I will continue tapering as soon as I'm ready. Today's my 3rd day on 1.5 milligrams. I'm excited to get back down to 1 again soon. I'm hoping this week sometime I'll get back down to 1 milligram. Excited to start getting out there and buying vehicles for my dealership again. And yeah, just let me know how you guys are doing. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.